In this week's episode, it's travel, travel, travel as we leave Kansas City for points southwest. And while south usually means warm, the RV gods had something else in store for us.
For the first probably hour of our travel, it's going to be below freezing, and I'm not winterized. Well, good morning, kids. We're out of Kansas City this morning. As most of you know, we are not cold weather campers. We're usually in San Diego by this time of year. So I learned a couple things this morning. First, if it's above freezing during the day and it's just going to get freezing overnight, do all of your gotta go in the morning stuff outside the night before, because I didn't. And this morning I had to dump the tanks and I ran into a problem that I didn't even think about. Our little Valterra valve, yeah, it was frozen shut. I tried to heat it up with a heat gun to try and open it, and that wouldn't work. So finally I just spun it off and hooked the sewer hose directly to the pipe and dumped it that way. But it would have been a lot easier if I'd have done it last night. The other thing I'm thinking about this morning is we were leaving early because we're usually again back in San Diego by the time the time changes, so it's getting dark earlier. So since we're going to a harvest host, we're leaving a bit early so we can get to that harvest host while there's still light out. Now here's the issue. For the first probably hour of our travel, it's going to be below freezing. So, and I'm not winterized. I'm running the heater until the very last moment, the propane heater, just to keep that belly good and warm. And then I'll shut it off after we're hooked up, and away we go. After about an hour, it'll be above freezing. So I think we'll be okay. I hope we'll be okay. I'll find out when we get to the harvest host tonight. Yeah, this cold weather stuff is completely brand new to us. All right, we'll see you on the road.
We left out of KC and made a beeline south towards Oklahoma City. And while nothing froze up on the way, well, except for maybe Gracie, we did have something unexpected happen to us at our first harvest host location.
So Tony Tao is way over there because Gracie is all cuddled up here. Why is she all cuddled up, Tony Tao?
Because it's cold. There's a cold storm coming in.
We are at the first of our harvest hosts for the night, or for tonight, and it is just outside of Oklahoma City. It's a place called Coal Creek Winery.
Yeah, Coal Creek Winery and Event Center.
Unfortunately, it is not open. Apparently, they're closed for a remodel. So this creates the enigma of how the heck do we give them our money, you know, because you're supposed to do $20 to $30 for the night. We've texted them, so maybe they'll answer us and let us know.
Because we're honest people.
Since it is very cold outside,
there's no winery or beer.
And there's no winery or beer, we've got our Buc-ee's cups full of
old-fashioned,
a little bourbon to warm you up.
This is just enough to warm the cockles of your belly. Because it is cold. I mean, it was like when we were loading up this morning, it was 23 degrees.
My fingers were hurting this morning while I was loading everything up.
Towels are not cold weather people.
But this is a cool adventure, cold weather camping.
Yes, and we're prepared for that. So, I mean, I have plenty of blankets and everything, so I'm not worried about that at all. We cuddle in our big bed, it's fine.
Put Gracie between us. She's a wonderful little meat heater in the middle of the bed. I just want to say, if you have never done cold weather camping before. Now, granted, this isn't super cold weather. We're not up in Minnesota in the negatives, you know, but we've been down below freezing. You can do it. We're from San Diego and we're doing it, so you can do it. It's just another adventure.
Anyway, we're going to have leftovers from Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving leftovers. Oh, that's my favorite part of Thanksgiving.
Yay.
All right, well, we're going to spend the night eating leftovers and have a cocktail or two, and tomorrow we're back on the road out to Amarillo. Well, good morning, kids. This morning we are heading out of Coal Creek Winery, but one thing that I need to address is we're down to about 1/3 a tank of water. So the question is, how do I deal with that? How do I find water along our route? The first thing that I do is I go into, or at least this morning what I did, is I went into Google Maps and I'm going to search for truck stops, because a lot of times truck stops will have water. So here in Google Maps, maps. Here's Oklahoma City, here's Amarillo. I'm just going to put in Loves. We'll hit enter, and it's going to show me some of these Love truck stops over here in this area. I've looked at a bunch of these and didn't find any water there, but I did look. Once you scroll over, you can search the area that you're in, and I did find a Love's truck stop down here in Erica, Oklahoma. So now that I know there's a truck stop there, I will go into satellite view, and then as I zoom in, I'm going to go into street view. I'll grab the little guy here and drop him there. So now I can kind of walk through this place and see, I see that there's an RV here. Looks like there might be some water over there. So I'm just gonna kind of walk through, and there you go. Right there is a water spigot. I don't see any signs that say that it's non-potable, which you would see if it's non-potable. It would tell you don't drink it. So it's gotta be potable water. And by doing this street view, I can see that this is going to be a super easy in and out. All I'm going to do is get off the freeway, come in this way, pop right in, and then my water side is going to be where my water hose is going to be right along that side, and then I can just pop right out and be gone. That's how I find potable water along the route. I just check at truck stops and use that Google Street View to look around and see if I find water. There you go.
We headed out of Coal Creek Winery and prepared for our easy in and out water stop. But like all of the best laid plans, it was thwarted by people. What kind of people, you ask?
Well, we made it to the Loves, but apparently it's in a town with the dumbest people in the universe, because these idiots are all just parked right in front of where the water fill is. The guy in that truck got out of his truck, looked at us and said, you know, do you want me to move? And we said, yeah, and he just walked off. So now I'm kind of stuck here, halfway hanging out into the driveway because of dumb people. All right, well, Okie McJokey finally moved, so now we can actually get water. I already checked it to make sure that the water actually works, and it does. Oh, I need to get my keys through the pass-through. Hold on, stand by. All right, water filter and pressure regulators hooked up. We're gonna put this into power fill. All right, let's kick on the water and fill this thing up. 25 pounds of pressure. That's gonna take a while. Oh God, now it's dropping even lower. I'm gonna get my screwdriver and see if I can crank the pressure up. Maybe my regulator's set too low. All right, let's see if we can crank this thing up. Nope, nothing. It's just gonna be a slow fill. So one thing that I did do, I did go online to check and see if there was a state law in Oklahoma that you have to post signage if the water is non-potable. So in Oklahoma, if it's non-potable water, there has to be a sign that says non-potable or potable. I don't know how you say it. But as you can see, there is no sign around this water spigot that says non-potable. So it's potable water, even though it's coming out of the tap very, very slowly. We're only at 14 gallons and I've been sitting here freezing for about 10 minutes. This is crazy. Well, we're now at 25 gallons, 27 gallons. Yay, 30 gallons. We're getting closer. Yep, we're trickling out the back. Time to shut it off. Yay, we're full. And it took 36 gallons, 35.9 gallons. All right, time to wrap everything up and get back on the road. We have arrived at Shark Beach, our harvest host for the evening. It's cold, Tony Tao.
Just stop talking and get unhooking.
It's what?
Stop talking and get unhooking.
When we got here, our battery's at about 89%. I want to get it charged up to 100% before we go to bed tonight, because it's supposed to be down in the 20s overnight, which means that furnace is going to run. And if that furnace is going to run, it's going to start sucking the battery down. So I'm going to hook the generator up and I'll get us some juice. So for this generator, I've got this 30 amp plug that has to go into here. It's like a twist lock plug that goes to this 30 amp 3-prong. Dog bone goes to a 50 amp for our 50 amp cord. The other thing I have is hose propane with a regulator on it. This actually shipped with this generator. I'm gonna go plug in the 50 amp cord and then I'll come back and get this Jenny, set it on the ground and fire it up. There's another reason why I set it up over there and I'll show you in just a moment, but let me get this propane bottle connected up. Oh, this cable is so cold, it's hard to work with it. My fingers are so cold, it's hard to work with them. Now I'm gonna turn the propane on and then pull it. And it usually starts on the first pull. All right, so why did I set the Jenny and the propane over by the front landing gear? Here's why. I'm gonna use this bicycle lock to lock it right to the front landing gear, so that way, while we're inside having a burger and a beer, nobody can walk off with my generator. I'm gonna run the bicycle lock through this handle and this handle, and then lock it around this. All right, Tony Tao.
What?
What are we doing?
We're going to buy at our Harvest Host.
We're gonna go get a burger and hopefully a beer, but at least a burger. Tony Tao shooting the curl. Apparently there is lifeguards on duty.
Oh, they
So
even
this
give
must
you
be
beach chairs.
outdoor stage,
Looks like there's several
or
outdoor stages.
outdoor music. It is kind of cool. It's kind of like this giant beach area, minus the water, of course, because you're in Amarillo, Texas.
There's live music tonight, but it's going to be too cold, and Gracie can't go, so.
Yeah, it's not dog friendly in the warehouse, so, and it's gonna be so cold I don't want to leave her alone in the rig. So it looks like bathroom trailers out here. Dudes and ladies. You don't really need dudes and ladies. We're from California, trust me. Dude is an asexual term. You can use it for men, you can use it for women. There is no gender to dude.
Wow.
All right, so we got our burgers. I got some onion rings to go with them.
Shit ton of onions. Here's more.
Oh my God, that's a whole bunch of onion rings. Look at this.
And more.
And Tony Tao got one to steal too.
Another one to steal.
Another one to steal. Nice, how are they? Good? Tony Tao got a giant ass burger. It's like a huge double cheeseburger. Tony Tao, your eyes were much bigger than your tummy.
I know.
I know.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, well the onion rings are. There is one disappointment though. They only had
Domestic beer.
4 beers in the cooler, and they were Bud Light, Miller Lite, and Coors Light. This is Texas. I think you're legally required to have either a Shiner Bock or Lone Star in the fridge at all times, and they didn't have either. Take a bite of your burger. Tell me what you think. Taste test.
First a tater tot. Crunchy, crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of good tater tot.
Good tater tots?
Mm-hmm. Let's see what's on this. Cheese. She said all the veggies.
Yeah.
And
Lettuce,
mustard.
tomato, pickles. All right, burger up, burger in. Yeah, that's a huge burger.
It's an excellent burger.
Yeah?
2 thumbs up. It's better than fast food.
Okay. All right, so the mushroom Swiss, it's just mushrooms, Swiss, and they put mayonnaise on it, but I put some mustard on it because I like mustard on a mushroom Swiss burger. So here we go. It's a good burger. Is it the best mushroom Swiss burger I've ever had? No, but it's definitely good, and it's definitely worth coming here for a Harvest Host for this burger. The onion rings are actually better, I think, than the burger.
I want a bite of your burger.
Mm-hmm, okay.
Try mine.
I will, but you got to take a bite of mine first.
I like my burger better.
Your burger's better. Yeah, okay. I'm about to find out. You got the better burger, without a doubt.
It's an excellent burger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're gonna come here, Get the double cheeseburger, not the mushroom Swiss burger. All right, well, definitely 2 thumbs up for Shark Beach Burgers as a Harvest Host location. Try not to come here when it's as cold as it is. That would be some good advice. All right, we're gonna eat our burgers. Oh my goodness, I can't feel my hands. Amarillo, you're not supposed to be this cold. It was 18 degrees when I woke up this morning. It's now 25 degrees.
At almost 10:30 in the morning.
At almost 10:30 in the morning. I was gonna go and run around the Shark Beach Burger place this morning and get video of it, but sorry kids, that didn't happen because it's just too damn cold and I ain't got the cold weather gear for it. We are heading off to Tucumcari today. It's only about 2.5 hour drive.
We have electricity.
Yay, we have electricity at that site. We got to stop and do a dump out first because there is no sewer or no dump stations at that park. So we're going to stop at a Love's and do a dump out there. I also have to fill some propane because we've been blowing through propane like nobody's business because it's been so damn cold. Anyways, we're off to Tucumcari. We will see you either somewhere along the route or when we get there.
Are you alive?
This one, not used to the cold weather.
She don't like it.
Welcome to the land of enchantment, New Mexico. How does it feel to be back out in the West, Tony Tao, with the wide open spaces?
You're the one that likes the wide open space.
I do.
So we're headed to a state park in Tucumcari. It's reached a balmy 34 degrees here.
It's like summer.
All right, people, will see you at Choice Lake State Park.
All right, kids, well, we learned something about Tucumcari. If you're coming through Tucumcari, New Mexico, and you need to get propane, there are 2 places in town that will do it. That is the Love's truck stop at exit 333, and then there's also a Conoco station off of the old Route 66, the 40, the kind of main drag that goes through town. The Tractor Supply is the only Tractor Supply I've ever been to that does not refill propane tanks. The Ace Hardware doesn't either. They'll do an exchange, but not a refill. And the guy at the Ace Hardware told me, yeah, it's Love's or Conoco, and you have to hit them on the right day where the person that can actually fill the tanks is working there. So luckily, that person is here at the Conoco. Thank the RV gods of propane that this one's going to work out and we'll be able to get filled back up. The other thing that I should note is that the Conoco's got a very easy in and out for propane. You can kind of drive in. So there's your propane fill. And you can just pull straight in, and then this goes right around the backside of the building and out the other side. So yeah, even a large rig, you'd be fine pulling in here. So put the Conoco on your list for propane if you're in Tucumcari. Hashtag RV life is getting at us again. We are heading out to Lake Concha State Park outside of Tucumcari. And the road that goes out there just gave us a big flashing sign that said 10-ton weight limit. And we are 12 tons, so we're not going to be able to make it to where our reservation is tonight. But I think what we're going to do is we're just going to push on through to Albuquerque and see if we can find something in Albuquerque.
Yeah, I have reservations starting on the 3rd. Is it possible to move my reservations up from Wednesday till today? Oh, thank you so much. All right, we'll see you in a couple hours.
You were able to extend?
I was able to extend.
Yay! So I guess we're staying a little bit longer in Albuquerque. But that's cool, we love Albuquerque. Let this be a lesson to you kids. Flexibility, man. Gotta be flexible.
True that, true that. It'll be nice to have full hookups again. We finally landed at the Route 66 Casino RV Resort. It's going to be a lovely spot for our extended visit in Albuquerque.
If you enjoyed this episode, why not click on another to keep watching? And please join us next Sunday for more Our RV Sunsets.